If you're a leader, you're probably trying to attract high performers to your team. But those high performers are pretty smart. They're probably checking you out too. Maybe they're heading over to Glassdoor and looking at what current and former employees are saying about your organization. They're looking at company culture, but they're also looking at leadership. Leadership is incredibly important when you're trying to attract high performers, and extraordinary leadership is incredibly important to the success of a team. If you're new here, my name's Kathy, and this is Motivation Code. Motivation Code is an assessment that helps you not only better understand yourself, but better understand the people that you lead. When you better understand the people that you lead, you can be a better leader. But let's take a look at those 12 characteristics of an extraordinary leader. Number 1, vision and purpose. Your team wants to know that the work they do matters, that the work where they're pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into a project is going to make a difference in the lives of other people, in the lives of their teammates, the organization, and even the world as a whole. A great leader is able to set that vision and set the purpose of an organization so that high performers can feel like the work they do matters. Great leaders have clear, compelling vision of where the organization is going and their purpose in the world. Number 2 is empathy and emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence is incredibly important. A great leader knows that their emotional reaction carries greater weight. The entire team is looking to a leader to see how they are responding to changes in market dynamics, changes in an organization. As such, great leaders have emotional intelligence. They put that buffer between the stimulus of whatever's happening in the world and their emotional response. They're going to choose an emotional response that's inspiring, motivating, and optimistic for their team. As well, great leaders have incredible empathy. They want to know their people, and they're intellectually curious about what makes their people tick. Great leaders are those that are choosing motivation code so that they can better understand what motivates their team. When they understand what motivates their team, they can connect with their team where they're at. Let's say we have a driver on the team. A great leader wants to understand what makes that driver tick and what things that leader can say to that driver to better motivate them, how they can craft a job so that that driver feels the fulfillment that they need in order to know that their work has meaning. Number 3, integrity and ethics. Your team looks to you for guidance, direction, and vision. As such, ethics and integrity are incredibly important. You can't lie to your people. You can't lie to your customers. You can't lie to yourself. And you need to be optimistic in the face of everything that is happening. Integrity, being able to adhere to the company values as you've set them. Ethics means doing the right thing for your people, for your customers, and even for the world. Your team is looking to you for that kind of guidance and that kind of direction. Your team wants to feel that they are in alignment with where the organization is going and what the organization is doing. If they feel any misalignment or they feel like their own personal ethics and values don't align with that of the organization and its leadership, you're going to lose your high performers to an organization that can provide that kind of alignment for them. Number 4 is resilience and adaptability. Everyone is in a state of flux, and so are market conditions. Your customers' needs and wants are changing, and your organization is changing, and the people within that organization are growing and changing as well. Your team wants to know that the organization that they are a part of has resilience and adaptability to changing market conditions, to the changes within organization. They want to hear optimism from their leadership that no matter what changes are on the horizon, that the team can pull together and overcome those obstacles and succeed wherever they need to. When your team sees you exhibit resilience and adaptability no matter what is going on, they feel more security in changing dynamics. They know that they can trust you to make good decisions about where the organization is going and that you're adhering to the values that you've set forth in the vision and purpose. Number 5 is related, decisiveness. I read somewhere that you could always tell a wealthy person because they could make fast decisions. Procrastination and indecision are not luxuries for highly successful and extraordinary leaders. Your organization is looking to you to make fast decisions in the face of changing dynamics. They want to know that you see the greater picture of where the organization is going and how that aligns to the values you've set forth. They want you to make fast decisions because that gives them the security that you see where everyone's going. Number 6 is accountability. The buck stops here. You've heard that before. And extraordinary leaders take responsibility for whatever's happening in their team and in their organization. Great leaders don't point the finger and blame anyone when things go wrong. They take responsibility and they make decisive action in order to fix problems when those problems arise. But accountability is really important. No one on a team is going to feel safe if they feel like leadership is possibly going to blame them in the future for doing something wrong or making a bad decision. Being accountable is an incredibly important part of leadership, and leaders take responsibility when things go wrong and give credit to the team when things go right. Number 7 is communication skills. What good's a vision, values, and purpose of an organization if you can't effectively communicate that to your team, to the market as a whole, to customers? Your team wants to hear those things. They want to see those things. But communication skills isn't all about speaking. Great communicators also listen. The best communicators listen before they speak. They give everyone else an opportunity to share their experience, their viewpoint, and their opinions. Only then does a great leader speak after collecting all of the information at hand. So great communication skills and understanding when to communicate and how to communicate is the sign of an extraordinary leader. Number 8 is empowerment and delegation. You can't be a great leader and scale your team if you are doing all the work and taking all of the credit. You have to empower your people to do the job you hired them to do and to be successful in doing that. That means they get the credit for anything that happens. When you see that something needs to happen, as a leader, you find the person who's best suited for that task and you task them with it and empower them to see that task across the finish line. This is another reason why motivation code is so important. When you have issues come up, tasks that need to be completed, knowing who the right person is for that job and giving them enough runway to be successful and delegate those tasks to the right person for the job. You have to know your team in order to make those kinds of decisions. Motivation code can help you do that. Number 9 is inclusivity and diversity. Everyone in your organization is there for a reason. Everyone has a voice at the table, and everyone's opinion matters. You're going to have people, no matter where they come from in their backgrounds, they're going to have outlier opinions and outlier experiences. Those matter. Those type of outlier opinions could be the key to innovation happening in your organization as well. Making sure that your entire team feels psychological safety is so important. Everyone should feel valued, that they have a seat at the table, that their opinion, that their work, everything that they do and everything they bring to the organization matters. Include everyone. You never know what gems you'll find in those outlier opinions. Number 10 is continuous learning. Show me a leader who says they're done learning, and I'll show you a leader who's probably done. Truly exemplary leaders are constantly curious. They want to learn. They are inspired by learning. They never stop learning. And that includes learning about the people in their organization. They are naturally curious to know what makes people tick and how people work together. They're always curious about what might make them a better leader. They have humility when they approach new subjects because they want to learn from different people and different viewpoints. They want to learn from new ideas. They're always looking to expand their mind, and they're always looking for the key to do something better. They're also interested in learning about how they can be better of service to their teams, to their customers, to the market, and to the world. Number 11 is inspiration and motivation. A true leader knows they can't do it all. A true leader knows that they are in service to their team. They know that everyone on their team has something to bring to the table. And it's the leader's job to inspire those team members to bring greater creativity, greater innovation, greater thinking bigger. But each one of your team members brings something a little bit different. They all have different experiences and different motivational dimensions. When you understand the people on your team and what motivates them, you can more easily pull out the best that every employee can bring to your organization. Great leaders can inspire their team to be more productive, to find greater innovation, to better serve a market, and to better serve customers, to build a brand, just by addressing the unique motivational dimensions of each person on their team. And finally, number 12, strategic thinking. A great leader needs to be able to see all of the chess pieces on the chessboard and think maybe 3 or 4 moves ahead. They need to understand what competitors are doing, what the market's doing, what customers are thinking, and what their team is perceiving. A great leader is collecting as much information as possible so that they can place all those pieces on the chessboard and see how things might play out. This is strategy, and the greatest leaders think strategically, not just about how their team is going to better address market conditions, but a great leader is going to think strategically about how individual team members can grow and feel more fulfilled on that team. There's a lot of strategic elements to great leadership, but the most extraordinary leaders are constantly thinking about what they can do better in service to the company's mission, values, vision, and purpose in the world. Where do you stand as a leader? Do you see yourself in any of these traits? Are there any traits that you think we might have missed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in learning more about Motivation Code, there are links down below. You can check out how to bring Motivation Code into your organization, or you can just take the assessment yourself. You might see how your motivational dimension plays into your role leading your organization. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.